So for the purpose of this example, let's operate under the assumption that the user is the sales department, the influencer is a sales executive, and the decision maker is the CIO who owns the budget. And we'll say it's a collaboration solution for their field sales team to better interact with their potential customers. The user themselves has different needs and wants than the influencer and decision maker. The influencer wants something that's effective, that's going to be as easy as possible to use. The influencer might manage that team and want analytics and want better talking points to help support the solution and really show the ROI of the deployment once that's been put in place. And the decision maker, the CIO, might care about things such as cost, security, and things that really are completely irrelevant to the actual user. The number one problem that people make when trying to market to multiple personas in the buying team in a B2B environment is they take the approach of basically creating content that's focused on, again, good intentions, focused on driving in potential new users and visitors to their site and to the content they've actually created to try and bring them into their funnel. But they take this approach where they say, this is our top layer, this is our awareness level content. It addresses the needs that people search for who typically buy our solution, and they kind of leave it at that. And then they start building their funnel from there. The reality is by doing so, you're addressing kind of the generalized needs. And if you're the decision maker searching for information that is relevant to them and around things that they care about, such as cost, security. If we're talking about collaboration solutions, they might be looking at what's the most secure, or if it's compliance related or a certain industry that has compliance regulation, they might be saying what's a HIPAA compliant collaboration solution versus somebody on the user side saying what's the easiest collaboration solution to use. So as a result, you really do have to build your funnels one by one based off of each persona. So when you look at what's that awareness level and top level piece of content or campaign that's going to pull people in, you really have to look one by each of these personas and build a funnel from there. It takes more time. It's definitely a lot more planning and a lot more content you got to create. But to do this effectively and to make sure that you're addressing the needs of everybody involved in the buying team to convince them that your solution makes the most sense and the way that your organization deploys that and the services that you add on top of that make the most sense. You absolutely have to take that approach and do it, again, one by one. And you start again, your awareness level content, understanding what they're searching for, what's going to pull them in and really bring them into your overall funnel. Then you do your consideration level content, same thing, one by one. When they're evaluating you versus another solution or another partner to deploy it, what is it that they're looking for and how do you stack up? And same thing, again, what each, the user and the influencer and decision maker are ultimately looking for absolutely varies role by role. And then obviously same thing, your consideration level or your decision level content as for part of your buying funnel, again, varies one by one as well. So, the key takeaway is when structuring a campaign around line of business selling, you absolutely have to understand who that user is and really what the needs and wants are based off of, their business requirements and what's ultimately going to make them more successful. And then back into that, understand who's going to be their champion, who's going to drive that deal internally, and then who does that, end of the day, the decision maker who does sign off and say yes or no. Don't focus on just them, but at the same time, don't leave them out of the equation. It's very easy and tempting to go all the way to the other side and think I'm focusing on line of business selling, I'm really focusing on driving the need and want for the actual user themselves. But the reality is everyone has to be involved and everyone has to have their own individual funnel. So understand what the questions are, what's going to bring them in, who else are they going to research, who do you stack up against, and why you versus them per persona. And then decision making, end of the day, when they say, I'm putting my name on this decision, this is what we're doing, this is what we're moving forward with, what matters to each of these roles to make sure everybody's on board, everybody's in sync. All right, if you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to go ahead and leave them in the comments section. We'll definitely address them. If there's anything else that you'd like to learn about, another topic that you want us to discuss, feel free to leave a comment there for that as well. All right, thanks.